In translating, my goal is to act as a faithful interpreter, preserving as much of the original's nuances of meaning as possible without embellishment or omission. Yet a translator must also balance fidelity to the source, aptness of expression, and beauty of style. The best translations into English do not, in fact, read as if they were originally written in English. The English words are arranged in such a way that the reader sees a glimpse of another culture's patterns of thinking, hears an echo of another language's rhythms and cadences, and feels a tremor of another people's gestures and movements. So that is from Ken Liu, who translated Cixin Liu, or it'd be in Chinese Liu Cixin. And I apologize to anyone who speaks Mandarin. I speak it very poorly, but I'm trying. Three-body problem. I started out this year with a bang. This is the first book I finished. It is unbelievably amazing. And I am blown away both by the writing and the translation. Translation is an art form. This maintains, like, the voice is distinctly Chinese. And the subject matter a lot of the time is distinctly Chinese. The Three-Body Problem is now a Netflix special. The Netflix series decided to change the setting to America and make many of the characters American or British. I think there's a British person. I don't know. Anyway, but all of the book is actually set in China. It starts out in the Chinese Cultural Revolution. 1963, I believe it starts out. It is so interesting to read some of this modern Chinese history from a Chinese viewpoint, because I think that's something that we just do not have in America. And I am so grateful for the translation and so grateful for the viewpoint, because I don't know much about it, as much Americans don't. It was beautiful. The book was just beautiful. And in particular, like, the way this man goes about looking at philosophy, history, both Chinese history and Western history, and then incorporates physics and mathematics into the book, is just, I mean, I'm using the word beautiful again, but it's truly, truly a beautiful novel. There are 2 more books in the series. They are on their way to my house. I am looking forward to reading them as well. But what I particularly want to talk about and comment in this book is, like, first of all, the translation thing. That was from the translator's note, what I read. It's absolutely beautiful. I think the translation in this was perfect. Chef's kiss. Fucking beautiful. But, the philosophy explored in this book and the revolutionary politics and the way he looks at them. I was just talking to somebody about it, and I was explaining, like, he will explain philosophical concepts to you. He will explain political concepts to you as an author. But instead of putting a morality on that, telling you that this group is good and this group is bad, what he does instead is tell you the story of how it affects people's lives, which is to say it's a mixed bag. Like, good might come from it. It might be a good idea executed poorly. Bad might come from it. People make decisions when they're young and regret them when they're older. And just very much like telling things as they are at the time, looking very sensitively at the perspective of the person making the decisions. And I think that, like, the way he set this, part of the story is told during the Cultural Revolution, part of the story is told currently. And I don't think it's a spoiler because of the Netflix series, and also it's a sci-fi book. There are aliens involved. But just looking at how the people that know about the aliens are divided into, like, 3 different factions. And then on this side, you've got the Chinese Cultural Revolution, which was all about factions and infighting. And just understanding that, like, one cannot follow a philosophy dogmatically and expect it to work. There has to be more nuance than that. And that these divisions that we invent as humans to categorize people's philosophies are useful in a way because then we can understand the world by categorizing it, but not particularly useful because they slide into one another and mix in a very human way. And this book just has me thinking and considering that, because it has many applications in how we view the modern world, but also, it's one thing to believe in something. It's another thing to take that philosophical point further to extremism. But even extremists, extremism slide into one another in some ways. And like I said, what I particularly love about the way he explores these issues in this book is he 100% understands how to show, not tell. And the way he shows it doesn't feel like a moral judgment. The discussion is about ethics, but it is a discussion. There is no answer to it. There is no way that is correct. And it's understandable how people reach the conclusions that they reach. But that doesn't mean that anybody's conclusion is correct. And so this book was as elegant as a mathematical equation. I am blown away. I really five stars. I don't rate books generally because my rating system is very inconsistent. But this is a consistent 5 stars. So yeah, if you want to start off with something that will blow your mind on physics and philosophy and history, I 100% recommend starting The Three-Body Problem. Like I said, though, I think you're going to have to read the other 2 to get the whole story. But this book blew my mind, and I hope y'all enjoy it as well. All right. Have a good night, guys.